Peace, chiefs, and deers. It's Bronzebird here with another video. Before I begin, like and subscribe. Thank you. So you know what, YouTube audience? My dreams finally came true. What I thought in the past, in my intuition, actually came to fruition when I was looking at something the other day that confirmed exactly what I knew New York City was going to do. New York City strikes again. And absolutely in every way in which I thought they was going to do it, they was going to do it. What am I talking about? Currently, the school system for colleges, CUNY and SUNY, is saying that by the fall of 2021, all college students must get a vaccine before going back to school. You heard me right. CUNY and SUNY. Now, for those who don't know what CUNY and SUNY is in New York, now it's a collective of colleges under the CUNY umbrella, which stands for the City University of New York. Now they have a lot of different colleges that's under the CUNY brand. SUNY actually represents state universities in New York, which is more or less colleges that's more dorm-like and is out of the city. More or less, you'll find them in Long Island, all other places in New York besides the city. They don't have a SUNY. I don't believe they have too many SUNYs in New York City. They have SUNYs outside of New York, however. As long as it's still in New York State, that still is a SUNY, falls under the SUNY umbrella. But anyway, I find it ironic that me and the friends that's having this conversation about how far will they take it with these COVID vaccines? How many times they're going to push it with these COVID vaccines? What if they start instituting places that you can and cannot go when you don't have a vaccine? And when it comes to your own education, that they will start instituting in schools that you must be required to have a COVID vaccine to get back on campus. And look what happened. Exactly what I thought, and it came true. In order for me to go ahead and spread this awareness and so y'all can understand what's going on, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And exactly what I thought. I'm gonna leave this up here. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen. So you see right here, it says CUNY, the City University of New York. Now, let's read a couple of articles right now. I have 2 articles out. Now it says, let's end this pandemic for good. Getting the coronavirus vaccine is the single most important step you can take to protect yourself and loved ones from COVID-19. All New Yorkers 16 and older are eligible to receive the coronavirus vaccine and able to walk in without an appointment at all NYC sites. Use this page to learn more about the vaccine and what to expect. The sooner our community is vaccinated, the safer and more successful our fall 2021 semester will be. Now, of course, they're going to try to use comforting words like community to instill that they love you and that they care for you and that they're looking out for your best interests and all this other stuff. My belief is it's all bullshit. Like I believe in all, I always say on certain things in the real life, you know, all they want to do is make you conform. And with conforming with this damn vaccine, that's what they'll do it for you. I mean, if they're doing it in New York, I can only imagine what they're doing it from state to state. And that's exactly what they want. They start in the schools first, and they're probably going to start at the jobs next. That's exactly what they're going to try to do, man. So this says, I hashtag #VaxUpCUNY for all of you. Sandra Lindsay, nurse, BMCC 94, which is Borough of Manhattan Community College, graduated in 1994, and Lehman 1998, first American to receive COVID-19 vaccine. You see that? You see that, right? I mean, how far can you go with this joint, man? I can't. Now, we're not going to watch this, but just wanted to give you more of a perspective of what's going on and how New York is really pushing it when it comes to all these different things, like I said before in previous videos. Now, shout out to New York Post. They did an article on this as well. It says, SUNY CUNY to require students to get COVID vaccine by fall, Cuomo says. Of course, Cuomo's going to be behind this. As much as everything, man. That dude is a monster. Both SUNY and CUNY will require students to get COVID-19 vaccines before the next academic year Governor Andrew Cuomo announced Monday. The public systems join other major city schools, including NYU and Columbia, that have already issued the same mandate. Now, this is the thing. I want y'all to understand NYU and Columbia is not a part of SUNY and CUNY. They're their own corporation when it comes to school. They are not a part of the CUNY system. Cuomo had previously resisted requiring the jab for CUNY and SUNY, contending that the measure would likely induce legal pushback. This is now what he says. No excuses, he said at a Manhattan press conference Monday. SUNY and CUNY boards will require vaccinations for all in-person students beginning this fall. You see that? Cuomo also urged all private campuses to require the shot for in-person learning next year. Let's make a global statement, he said. You cannot go back to school in person in September unless you have a vaccine. That will be a major motivation, which I assume it says motivation for people to get the vaccine. Now, this is where it's going to drive you crazy. The mandate does not apply to SUNY and CUNY teachers and staffers. Let me read that again. The mandate does not apply to SUNY and CUNY teachers and staffers. So now they're only saying that students have to get the vaccine to go back on campus, but teachers and staffers are not required to get the vaccine. Why is that? If it's everybody being in the same building, in the same classroom, shouldn't everybody get the vaccine? Shouldn't everybody be required, including the teachers and staffers? So they're let off the hook, but students have to get vaccines. Okay. In announcing the requirement last month, NYU officials said widespread vaccinations will allow for a fuller reopening of campus next school year. Requiring vaccinations is consistent with our intent to minimize the spread of COVID-19 within our own community and more generally in New York City, and to enable more in-person on-campus activities, the school said. End article. And my thoughts is pretty simple. It's coming to the stages and the beta stages for people to conform to what exactly they do. I don't believe in taking vaccines. Regardless if you got the COVID or not, I don't believe in taking vaccines. I believe people should have the free whim and free choice to take these vaccines. And so many things that you're starting to see on social media and hear from people in person about how all these different ailments is coming from these vaccines. Why set up people for disaster? You understand what I'm saying? All these different things they're doing with it, and people want to say, oh no, don't believe what they're saying in the media. Don't believe what you people are saying. People should be allowed to or not take the vaccine. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. And they started off with CUNY. Isn't that amazing? Peace.